the Los Angeles Clippers are slated to play the Dallas Mavericks in the first round. This is the third time the teams is going to see each other in 4 years, 5 years, 4 years.
4 years.
4 years for the third time. The Clippers won the last two, but I want to let you guys tell me and our good audience who's going to win this series and why they're going to win this series.
It's not a rivalry.
Well, the way people talk about it, you would think that Dallas had won 1 or 2 of those.
That's
series.
what I'm saying. That's because people too busy jockstrap sniffing Luka.
Let's start right there. It's not a rivalry. No, it's not. We can start there.
Yeah, no, but you would tell the people, just like you told the people yesterday on Chill with Chill, that Kawhi don't want nothing to do with Luka. Why?
I don't think
you said what? What did you say, Chill?
I don't think he want nothing to do with Luka now.
What do you mean he don't? What does Kawhi have? What Luka's not one of? I'm not gonna hold you. Respect to Luka, he's not a top 2 player Kawhi's ever seen in the playoff setting. So I don't know where you're getting this idea from.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
He doesn't want nothing to do with him. He wanted something to do with LeBron at his apex. He wasn't scared of him then, and he wasn't Kawhi.
That was a different circumstance. It was a way different circumstance. He was younger.
He was better defensively back then.
Yeah, but he's never been afraid of LeBron matchups ever, like in the regular season or postseason.
Are we going to see it? To your point, Ox, about Luka and them not beating the Clippers. This isn't a rivalry. Let's get to the bottom of that right now. This is not a rivalry. However, I believe the last time he saw Luka in the playoffs,
why is it not a rivalry? Oh, you about to
they haven't won. Yeah, well, they haven't won. They haven't won any of the series. Just like the Knicks and the Bulls.
That chat. Everybody vote that poll, please. Goodness.
Everybody, the Knicks and the Bulls in the 90s. That wasn't a rivalry. The Knicks didn't. I think the Bulls beat them one time. I was without George. That was not a
rivalry.
Luka does really well against the Clippers. Individually, Luka does really well against the Clippers. I think he averages something like 30 a game, 35 a game against them. So if they could slow him down, I mean, it seems like they don't need to slow him down. It's more like
they need to beat the Mavs by slowing him down. Though they solve.
They need to slow the rest of those guys down. That's the difference. I think they can withstand Luka doing what Luka does. They need to slow the rest of them guys down. But this Dallas team that Luka has, this is one of the best teams that he's ever been on. Maybe the best team that he's ever been on. I mean, Gafford running the floor like a deer, knowing that Luka's going to find him, being around the basket. He didn't have that in the past. The fact that he's got a guy in Kyrie Irving who can play off the basketball, who he can go to, who he's actually been going to a little bit more than he has in the past. And Kyrie Irving just looks the most comfortable in his offense since he was with James. He looks the most comfortable in his offense with Luka. With all of that being said, I like the matchup off the strength of what I've seen from the Clippers personnel in the past, not just the Clippers organization, because of what I've seen from James Harden in the past. The fact that James Harden's shooting 25%. James Harden's shooting less than 40% in the month of March, and the fact that he's shooting barely 20% on the long ball. So he's basically backing into the playoffs. Kawhi Leonard, with the knee issue that he's having, which is the same thing that we had, the same problem that we had last year, we're going into the playoffs with this same problem. Not to mention Russell Westbrook being as good a rotation player as he's been. Russell Westbrook has been known to falter in the playoffs, and Paul George has already told us again.
He's a role player this year, though.
Right, and he's actually been good. He's also been known to falter in the playoffs. Add him in with Paul George.
Luka and Kyrie haven't been known to falter at times.
Absolutely, they have. I just
tell you standing on the pillar that Paul George in the interview said, "Oh, he's the man." Ain't nothing wrong with that. That has nothing to do with on the court stuff. Now, if you talk about Paul George hitting the side of the backboards in that one series, okay, we can get to that. But just going off the logic of he said he's not a number one. That's not good enough, Chilltown. That's not good enough.
No, it's not. But
by the way, Kawhi has averaged since 2020 32.5, 9 and 5 in those series versus them, averaging 2.3 steals a game and a block. And he's shooting 58, 37, 88, and he's a plus 57 in the match.
Hey, give us them numbers, Swiper. Give us them numbers, man.
So I'm just trying to figure out why would he be scared of him if he's
now you want numbers.
Once again, see what did you just say? If he was healthy, what's the biggest problem?
I think he's healthy. They just not he ain't healthy, but they're just letting him chill.
I just don't think he is. I think
they're locked into the 4 seed. He don't even need to play.
And I don't want to back into the playoffs. That's what I don't want to do. I want to be super sharp coming into the playoffs. And the fact that I feel like these guys are backing into the playoffs. Leonard is healthy. Say that one more time.
They just beat the Suns.
And they They just beat the Suns, and I think 2 nights ago they lost. The night before they
They
lost.
didn't play anybody yesterday though.
No,
Yeah,
they beat the Suns
them.
like
They
the
beat them
last
when they
night.
played
They
Paul
lost.
George, and then last night they played Bones Highland and lost.
Right.
Shout out to
Not
them.
just Bones
They're
Highlands.
playing really
They started PJ Tucker, Plumlee, Amir Coffey.
Mhm.
Amir Coffey. Bones.
I seen Brandon Boston score like
And they still almost
Kobe
won.
Brown,
I mean, they should have won, but
And Trey Man.
And the Clippers.
Terrence
I'm not defending. I'm not defending the Clippers here. The Clippers are the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard has shown me in the past that as good as he is as a player, that he can't physically hold up. And when he can hold up, he's awesome. But he hasn't shown me that he can hold up. That's why I can't bet on the Clippers. For that reason right there. I think Dallas handles them in 5-6 games tops.
5.
Yep. I think they handle them in 5-6 games tops. I do.
I don't know who's going to win. I just think us bringing up what happens in series 4 years ago isn't relevant to this series. The teams are completely different. The Clippers are a different team. The Clippers have a different coach than what they had in those series. It's in 2020. It was Doc Rivers, so that's just irrelevant. So in 2020 they had a different coach. That was Doc Rivers. Then they went and got Ty Lue, obviously in 2021. But you look at that 2021 Clippers roster, and you can go look at the 2021 Mavs roster. Completely different teams. We got Porzingis was on the Mavericks. Boban Marjanovic was getting minutes in that series. These teams are not the same, not even remotely close to the same. This is James Harden in Brooklyn times. So us using those series as an indicator of, oh, well, Kawhi did this against that Mavs team and Luka did that against that Clippers team. It's all irrelevant. Like, this is just a new series. They might be the same franchises, but it's a new series. None of it holds any weight, in my opinion. I don't think what Reggie Jackson was doing on the Clippers and Marcus Morris and Batum is relevant to a series in 2024. I think as of today, assuming Kawhi is healthy, which is a big assumption, assuming Kawhi is healthy, I still do think Dallas are probably the better team. Now, does that mean I think they're going to win? I don't know. But I do think it's going to be probably the best series in the first round. And I'm very intrigued. I do think it's probably going to be a 6 or a 7 game series, but it might not be. Maybe.
What's your favorite thing you're looking forward to in the series on Mars?
The mismatch hunting that the Mavs are going to try and do, and then watching Ty Lue counter that by just going with an all 5 switchable lineup, and then seeing how Jason Kidd's
again.
Yep, and then seeing how Jason Kidd's going to react to that by taking Daniel Gafford off the floor, and then they're going to end up
PJ Washington. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So we're gonna see Daniel Gafford get played off the floor because Ty Lue's going to go small, and then Jason Kidd's going to be like, yeah, we got PJ Washington at the 5, and we're going to see Kawhi versus PJ Washington at the 5. That's what I can't wait to see. I want to see the coaching matchups.
Kawhi is going to torch PJ Washington.
No,
yeah, but then you also got to think about now Luka can get to the rim and there's no rim protection. Kyrie can get to the rim and there's no rim protection.
Respect Russell.
So one thing, Morris, is I also feel the same way. Like I hate when we got to talk about like this series based on something that happened 5 years ago. I'll feel you on that. My only point is just like this isn't a rivalry because it's 2-0. But I think both teams are better from where they were at those times. So I'm with y'all. I think this is going to be a great series. I can't say that I think the Clippers are definitely going to win it. This is one of those up in the air, but I don't think anybody's going to win.
Who do you want?
Obviously, I want Kawhi to win. I always want Kawhi to win.
Right.
I think my argument with that thing with Kawhi, though, I think if you told me everybody was fully healthy going into the playoffs, including Kawhi, which I'm suspecting he'll at least be 80-85% healthy, given the way
I do like the Clippers better. I like the Clippers better.
I think Kawhi Leonard, you can make an argument he's one of the 3 best players you would want in the playoff setting, period, in anybody in the NBA. I think because of the shot making, the defense, he's the plus playmaker. I think the way he's able to operate down the stretch of a game, the ball handling, all that stuff, the size, the fact he's 6'8", able to do that, create space for himself. I think that probably if you had everybody fully healthy in a 16-game series like setting, I think he might be one of the top 3 players in the league. For sure.
What's the game plan against Dallas? How are we going to be successful against Dallas? Well, Kawhi Leonard is coming into this. I'm assuming that he's going to be healthy. I'm assuming that he's going to be ready to go. What's the game plan going up? What's the game plan going up against Dallas? How do we slow these dudes down? And how are we successful?
I mean, I just think you just you can't really let Luka do anything because Luka's gonna do what he wants to do anyway. So I'm figuring you just put one of your better defenders, whether Kawhi, PG, on him, and just let everybody else, lock everybody else down. It's really that. and you know he's gonna go small, just like y'all said. So we get the big fellas off the court. I feel like now it's gonna be a match of firepower, a Kawhi versus Luka type thing. But the Clippers have more. The Clippers got more just by number standards. It's like Kawhi and Luka and Kyrie versus these guys.
Right.
The Clippers even got the sparks off the bench, Norman Powell, Russell Westbrook. So I can't say for sure what he does. I don't know. And that's what I was trying to say a minute ago. These coaches in the NBA, they got their own game plans. I can't relate to them.
Well,
I probably wouldn't try to go small. I like Zubac. I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
That's why I want to talk basketball with you. How do we slow down their transition game? That's what I want to talk about. So I don't know. How do you do that? I don't know. What I'm talking about. This is the thing. These are the things that are going to be a problem. So when Daniel Gafford is cleaning glass and he gets out and he's outrunning Zubac, he's outrunning Plumlee. How do we slow them down? PJ Washington, when he's also getting out in transition, because Luka, as soon as that ball comes off the glass, his head is up and he's looking to see who's running. He's seeing we got to find Kyrie Irving in transition. I definitely got to find Derek Jones in transition. Right. How do we slow these guys down? How do we slow them
in that case, Chilltown, if you're sure that Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford are going to outrun him and that's their plan, then you got to go small then. In that case, then I have no problem going small. If we're just getting beat up and down the court, go small. Let Terrence Mann rock. Let Terrence Mann rock. Right. Let Kawhi rock. Right. Y'all know I like Daniel Tice. Y'all know I like Daniel Tice. Let Daniel Tice rock. Daniel Tice gives good minutes. He's a good basketball player. So I'm okay going small if Kyrie, if who said Derek Jones, if Daniel Gafford, if they're running it down the gut.
Why would you go small versus Gafford in Washington though?
Because, like Chilltown just said, if they're running Zubac up and down the court, if Zubac and Plumlee can't keep up, then you can't. Why are you shaking your head? You can't just get ran up and down the court for a whole series.
It's just not a good matchup though for Gafford versus like.
Okay, if we're talking about in this particular instance though, right? In this particular instance, let's say Swiper. Let's say it's the end of the first, and the Mavericks already got 8 fast break points. They're just running. Like, what are you going to do? Are you just going to keep letting Zubac get up the court?
That's a hustle issue, though. I'm not putting smalls
out. That's not necessarily a hustle issue. Gafford is, if Gafford's faster than somebody, it's not hustle. No matter how much. I'm not saying this. Like I said, I'm talking about a particular instance that
get out the chat. Talk.
Chilltown said that he's out. Chilltown said he's outrunning him. So I'm just talking about that. I didn't say that was going to happen, but we're saying if that does happen, it's not like, for instance, like Chill always says, it doesn't matter how hard I try, how much I hustle. I'm not going to beat Usain Bolt in the race. So
that's not, and he ain't Usain though, bro.
Okay, but Swipe. I'm talking about what Chill just brought up. He said that Gafford is running him up. So I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm saying if that is happening, then we do have to go small. You can't. Zubac's not just going to. I can't bring him to the word like, hey, Zubac, you got to be faster. He's just I don't think
Gafford's that much faster than Mason Plumlee. Respect to you though, but that's just me. I don't think he's gonna.
I don't know either. I'm not saying that, Swiper. I'm just saying in that instance, then I'm okay with Coach Lou going small.
Right.
I think the Clippers can beat the Mavericks with a small ball lineup. See, I'm not. I don't subscribe to the thinking
like PJ Tucker, PJ small.
I don't care. I'm not subscribed to the thinking that Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively are just some monsters. I'm not scared of them in the paint. I'm not scared of them on the block. I'm not worried about them. So I'm okay going smaller than this thing. I'm fine with Daniel Tice rocking down there with them. I don't feel like these
winning in the first round.
Hey, call it what you want. I don't feel like these dudes. And with that being said, too, Swiper, I'm okay either way. I think the Clippers are better than the Mavericks in going small or staying big.
But not if they play to Luka's advantage though. I think if you go smaller,
everything is Luka's advantage. With Luka Doncic is going to have an advantage either way.
No. I'm saying creation opportunities. If you put a small lineup out there, I just think that puts too much pressure on you offensively. I don't know if the Clippers are going to be able to hold up because they're not going to be switching because they're going to be playing drop, hedge, all this other stuff with Luka, Gafford, PJ, whatever else. So the problem is then your pull up shooting has to be elite. Now Harden, George, and Kawhi are ostensibly good pull-up shooters, and so they should be able to do it. The problem is that's why the Clippers get bogged down because if they stop at the mid-range, they don't continue to the rim. You don't get the free throw attempts, you don't get the layups, you don't get the dunks, and then you kind of crash out your offense. You have to hit that at such a high level that it puts a lot of pressure on you offensively. Then defensively, if they're getting to the bucket or Luka gets a switch on to whoever, he gets to the rim or whatever, Kyrie gets to the rim, and if Kyrie gets to the rim and he's doing this little,
Yes. Yep.
You know,
Is Zubac
All that other
really
stuff.
protecting the rim against what Kyrie like?
I think
You know-
Zubac better rim protected than people realized.
Okay.
He is.
I'm fine with that. I like Zubac, bro. And once again, Swiper, I'm not saying that I want Zubac off the floor.
Right.
I like Zubac. I was just
Right.
talking about the instance that Chilltown brought up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to where my mind works though, I think the Clippers can win going small. They can win big. I don't think the Clippers are really gonna have too much of a problem in this series.
I feel like as good as the Clippers are offensively, with the firepower that they have with Russ, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and with Paul George, I feel like with that firepower that they have, I feel like the Dallas Mavericks counter with how fast they play. And when they go small, I think that plays right into the Dallas Mavericks' hands because we can stick with Gafford around the rim. We can stick with Lively around the rim. And they have nobody who can stay in front of Luka, who creates shots for Tim Hardaway, who creates shots for Kyrie Irving, who gets downhill and creates shots at the rim for Gafford and for Lively. And he can get to the stripe and just beat up on those perimeter defenders in pile that they have. So when we're playing fast, and now you got to get those big guys off the floor, and then they want to go small, that still plays into their hands. And even when the game slows down, we still have our big guys on the front line. We still have our front line and our big guys. We can still get downhill because we have arguably the best scorer in the game who can get downhill with anybody in front of them and create shots for everybody else. I think they smoked the Clippers in 5 games, 6 tops.
Chill said he got the Mavs. You said the Mavs in 5?
6 tops.
He got the Mavs in 5 or 6. All right, Morris, I gotta ask you. As of right now, you got to make a pick. Who do you have?
Mavs in 6.
Mavs in 6. All right, swiping.
Never realized I was gonna have to be the Kawhi defender up here, but here we go. One of us has to value defense, apparently. But there we go. I'm saying it's gonna be a 7-game series. Respect to y'all. I think it's gonna be if Kawhi's healthy, it could be 6. But if he is whatever, I think it's a 7-game series. I'm taking. I think it's gonna come down to Bam for Bam. That's tough. I probably would lean Clippers, but I would not be surprised if they won that. I'm saying 7-game series for sure. For that Mona Lisa that Chill got in his kitchen right now, all 800 G's worth. Let's get it.
All right, Swiper got the Clips in 7. Ox, who you taking?
I got healthy Kawhi, which I assume he is. I got Clips in 6. Unhealthy Kawhi, I got Clips in 7.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. Y'all the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.